Hi, this is G from Native Speakers Academy, and welcome to another short special presentation. I am still working my way through John Taylor Gatto's book, A Different Kind of Teacher. And there is a passage of a few pages that struck my attention as I was going through the book. So I thought it might be nice to read through it together with you. The chapter that it's taken from has the title "We Can't Afford School Reform." And basically what Mr. Gatto is arguing is that it doesn't matter how much you change things, the more you change them, the more they stay the same. So, if you are sitting comfortably, we shall begin. Schoolrooms tell the truth of what the school business is really up to. It's something important, but not something anybody in his right mind would call education. What is it then? If anyone intends to change schools, he needs first to grit his teeth and face the fact schools work very well just as they are. They work exactly the way that they were intended to work by the great schoolmen who fashioned compulsory schooling. Plato, Erasmus, Bacon, Horace Mann, Chancellor von Bismarck, E.L. Thorndike, and all the rest. That is not to say these places work as you or I might want them to work, but they do the job they were supposed to do. What schools are about in their structural design is dependency, obedience, regulation, and the subordination an orderly class system needs, in which people stick to their own kind and don't get out of line. Schools achieve these goals by endless exercises in subordination. A simple way to look at it is schools teach you to stay in the room to which you have been assigned. Schools establish and maintain a class system, although that's not what America is supposed to be about. America, or anywhere really. Schools make childhood surreal by the application of Kafka-like rituals. They enforce sensory deprivation on classes of children held in featureless, sometimes windowless rooms. They sort children into rigid categories by the use of fantastic measures like age grading or standardized test scores. They train children to drop whatever they are occupied with and move as a body from room to room at the sound of a bell, buzzer, horn, or klaxon. Sometimes even a piece of music. They keep children under constant surveillance, depriving them of private time and space. They assign children numbers constantly, feigning the ability to discriminate qualities quantitatively. They insist that every moment of time be filled with low-level abstractions, even reaching into the private sanctuaries of home with a tool called homework. They forbid children their own discoveries, pretending to possess some vital secret which children must surrender their active learning time to acquire. We pay a heavy price for confining young people to schoolrooms, as those of you who read newspapers or watch television will be aware. Although the children I teach look, sound and move much like children in any past era, you should not be misled by surface similarity. By and large, my kids are indifferent to the past, indifferent to the future, indifferent to each other, and indifferent to themselves. They don't seem to be able to hold interest in anything for very long. You don't suppose there might be some connection between those bells, buzzers, horns, and klaxons summoning them to another room every 40 minutes and this massive indifference to things, do you? Think about it. Schools teach that nothing is very important. Certainly nothing is important enough to spend more than 40 minutes on at any one time. Among things you need to know about the kids I see is that they don't like themselves very much. I'm not surprised. In schoolrooms, people are useless. Schoolrooms are like an engine without a drive shaft. They burn up a lot of energy running, but the power is useless. Useless people seldom like themselves very much. The children we capture sense the time they are losing is precious time, time that will never return. They dislike themselves for not knowing how to save their lives and turn time to real use. A lot of my kids don't like their families very much either. One of our 8th graders murdered his parents last May for the insurance money. He was 13 or 14 and there wasn't any insurance money. But he saw a murder like that on television and figured out everyone had insurance who wasn't a kid. That's an awful thing to say, but his disaffection of families is built into the way we school, shutting parents out of the important rooms of their own kids' lives. No effect of compulsory mass schooling is more resistant to remedy than the damage it has done to the American family by separating parents and kids. If teachers claim privileged information about education and school time takes the best time available for the self-discoveries of growing up, then the most important reasons for families to exist at all vanishes. Families are ruined. The worst ruined ones are the ones who keep their children under surveillance and report any deviance to school authorities. Parents regularly betray their children to school people because of invisible assumptions they never examine. Schoolrooms, as we've designed them, have no place for parents. And in the room-like sets of television, we have replaced family myths with dishonest stories told by actors. Men and women who pretend to be people they are not. Sometimes they pretend to murder relatives for insurance money, but always they are pretending something, and you and I pretend that all this is harmless. In between the myths of schooling and the myths of television, a priesthood of pitchmen replaces family magic with magical products and magical services that pretend to do magical things that they cannot. Love is often measured by how many of these things a family can buy. Is it any wonder that a lot of my kids dislike their families who can't buy them much? And on it continues. The message is that schools, as a perfect design of a perfect society, are doing exactly what they were intended to do. And speaking about other areas of society that are doing exactly what they were intended to do, I took my car to the garage the other day, and they had a little corner for kids to play in with their colouring pencils and a box of toys. So, with my kids, we searched through the box of toys, and this is what we found. Eyes too big, too much makeup, hair coloured, arms too short, breasts too big, waist too thin, and legs like pencils. This is what we're doing to our kids. Thank you for your time and attention today. My name is G, and I'm the director at Native Speakers Academy, which is an alternative language school based in Slovakia. If you would like more information about what we do, the website is www.nsa-slovakia.com. And I am going to continue to read through A Different Kind of Teacher by John Taylor Gatto. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Wherever you are, stay calm.